You're listening to Marcher Monthly. This episode is sponsored by Extra Crispy and Bully Audio. Thank you. The music used in this episode is by Justin Collins. Thank you. And the dialogue mixing is by John Savard. Thanks. You can find links to these sponsors and artists in the show notes, as well as by going to enteranakainosis.com. Say that 5 times fast. This episode is the first March. Hot Girls Play D&D.
Maybe it's gone a different direction. Is that
Maybe
still...
she has multiple AUs.
Fucking kill me.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so excited about this. And also, the moment you say, hey, school episode, another player who's been here for a long time will immediately jump in because he's obsessed with school settings.
I love it.
I hate this. Okay. Amazing. We're starting there. That's how this is fucking opening. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
So here's the deal, folks. Welcome to Marcher Monthly. This is the, I guess it's at least once a month. That's the goal. At least once a month, we're going to do a Marcher Monthly sort of update and discussion for this world for all the people who aren't here every week, which is no one. No one is here every week. There's one person that is sitting there going, that's not true, and you know that you're not here every week. But that being, because I'm not here every week. So this is for the folks that need to catch up and or want to stay up to date with what's going on. So this is how it's going to go. I'm going to point at you, and you're going to tell me who you are, preferred pronouns, and who you play in the world, because that is how we start when we introduce ourselves to new players. So I'm pointing at you.
Hi.
Okay.
You can stop pointing. It's fine.
Okay, but I said what you have to do when I point at you.
I'm Alex. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I play Roxanne.
Incredible. Roxanne is giving the class as well, level in class.
She is a 7th level rogue.
7th level rogue.
Human.
Incredible.
West Marcher.
Yes.
Deeply sad.
This is deeply sad. We're working on that. There's reasons. Amazing.
Lore.
There's lore. And that's the point of this. And you.
I'm Jay. He, him. I play Aurelian Faircord, Aasimar Divine Soul Sorcerer, level 6.
Amazing. And I'm Liam D. O'Brien, preferred pronouns he, him. I play everyone else. That's the deal. I have a world in my head that these folks helped create, and that's what we're talking about. So we need to do, we can't start without actually starting, right? And
we do need to begin.
We need to begin. I know. Look, we're all Dropout fans. But we're all Dropout fans. What I need is you to get a D4, a D6, a D8, and a D10. This is the thing.
Go.
Do I get 50 gold?
You do not get 50 gold. You don't get 50
Damn,
gold.
we can't buy him into oblivion?
All right. All right. Roll the hilt. Here we go.
Oh, whoops.
For those playing at home, the hilt is when you roll a D8 and a D10 and you add it together. This is the game of daggers. wise. How we feeling?
All right, I got an 8.
An 8?
I know, I'm a scrub.
That's not great.
It's really not
I got
good.
a 12.
Yeah, I also got a 12. Ooh. So here we are.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Can you kick him under the table?
I'm too short. I'm so sorry.
I have strategically placed you both far away from me. All right, so this is a D6. This is the edge here. What are we feeling? What do we get?
That makes it a 14.
14.
I got a 15.
15. I'm at 13. I have immediately fucked up.
Okay, there's a chance.
There's hope.
This is tight. I like it.
This
All
is
right,
actually
it's close.
This is close.
Do you have $1?
I can Venmo him.
Okay, yeah.
Venmo exists.
Venmo exists.
He's a sexy devil. He's a
does.
sexy devil. He apparently is the highest roll. We'll get there. We'll get what that means.
So you get it?
No, absolutely not. I got a 1.
Okay, I got a 4.
Oh, I got a 1.
You're at 15?
What?
No, you're at.
I mean,
You had 18.
18.
You're at 18.
18.
Okay, that means you win.
Woo!
That means he wears a hat, right?
Is that what that
works.
means?
Yes, it
That's how it
does.
works.
I just so everyone knows, hot girls play D&D.
Hot
And,
girls do play D&D.
Now you know I'm sweating right now. This is
That's
good.
okay.
There it is. Incredible.
You look
I
good.
feel hot.
Yeah.
Look hot.
It's the power of the hat.
This is the pat. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Do I get inspiration for this?
In
No.
real life, you do.
In real life.
Yeah.
In real life.
Absolutely.
All right. So you haven't heard from them yet, but these are not actually a sponsor. We will have sponsors talked about. This is not an actual sponsor, but this is absolutely sponsored by Seltzer. Like all things in my life. Just seltzer in general. Not a specific brand, just seltzer. This episode is brought to you by Seltzer.
By water with gas.
I love it. It's angry water. It's so good. Okay, that being said, we've talked about things we wanted to talk about here, but because Jay won, that means that Jay starts with what topic we're talking about.
Okay. Well, I think we should start at the beginning. And I think we need to go all the way back to how much of a dick LP Winsale is.
And here we go. Yeah, all right. Okay, so do you know the lore of like the first episode that he showed up in?
I have heard an inkling that there is that Von Mar decided to sort of create our BBEG, so to speak.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that all of this has transpired because of a swift kick in the pants.
Absolutely. No, yeah, so like
I thought it was a nut check.
It was 100%. It was multiple nut checks.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to be classy, but yes.
Here? Class in my D&D
It's
campaign?
the first words out of my
crazy.
mouth. They're going to make an assumption already. I figured I'd
You're a hot girl.
start
You're
high.
a hot girl. Nothing matters.
Okay,
starting-
all right.
You
can do
It's
whatever you
new.
want.
I'm learning. I didn't. I need your guidance.
Absolutely incredible.
Do I get a D4 for your guidance?
No.
Okay.
Well, all right. Yes. You get D4. Fuck it. Yes, and I'm remembering yes, and. Okay. There's no but here. This is So Winsale, Jesus. I needed to come up with some random like noble, right? And 90%, I'm good. Like this, my hope is that everyone realizes that I suck at this. By the end, like every episode, everyone's just like, oh no, he actually doesn't know what he's doing. And that's the point. They said, hey, let's go find a noble. And I said, yes. You walk down the street and you look up and I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the streets look like. And then I was like, what is the douchiest fucking house that could possibly be? And I'm like, oh, there's like 3 fucking like flagpoles or whatever. And it's got like the, Anakaina or the Eventide flag. It's got like the Gleaming Realm flag of Zerdani. And then it's got like their family crest on the flag. And then I described the family crest because it's the like only family crest I know in explicit detail. And then they were like, great, we're going up to them. And then I described like the person that if I opened a door, like if you're like selling Girl Scout cookies or whatever, and like the door opens, you're like, oh, I hate this guy. I just despise this guy. They were like, great, we're going to nut check him. And then I was like, okay, so this guy has a lot of money. He's got a lot of pride. He's going to fucking like be like, no, who are they? And then he did find them and he was like, oh, they're West Marchers. Got it. Every West Marcher will either work for me or I'll kill them. And there he is. And then just like, I just really like that there's someone that I don't like in the world as a villain. And yeah. So anyways, that's how he came into existence. It was that I needed to come up with somebody. I was like, what's the most douchiest thing that I could think of? Awesome, this person is here. And they responded by not checking him. I think it was a total of 4 times, like into his face, like not even like waiting for him to turn around or whatever. They were just like talking to him while he's standing in his doorway. And they're just like, great, very nice to meet you. Not check. And I'm like, okay.
And that's a real villain origin story.
It's a real villain story. God damn it.
And Lauren P. Winsell was born.
Bullying is bad, kids.
Bullying is bad.
Some people need to be, honestly, he felt like he needed to be bullied a little bit.
Ooh, okay. You think he needed to be brought down. So would he have been even worse if the bullying hadn't occurred?
I think he would have been inconsequential. I think he just would have been like random rich guy.
Yeah, that motivated him.
Okay.
That, like he went in and closed the door and then like we had to push in with the camera, a light cue, and then like music swell as it was just like, oh no, like the piano.
Red light flooded in.
Yeah. And then we're like, oh no. And he's like, I know what I have to do.
And now you have my complete attention.
Yeah. And they really do. He showed up in last session.
He showed up in last session.
Yeah,
Fuck.
last session we had a brand new
showing
player.
up.
Yeah, a brand new player, and they died straight up, 100% dead.
Was that for real?
Yeah.
Wait, they actually died?
Yeah,
I
they
thought.
did.
No.
Wait, like failed death saves?
No. They had 10 hit points because they were level 1.
No.
And they took 24 points of damage.
Wow.
Where did they take them?
Where did they take the damage?
No, where did they take the new player?
All over. They took they took the damage all over the body.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because I feel like a part of this game is protecting the rookies. Like, so to have the level 1 character die from massive damage, boy, we may have to have like a council of marchers here.
It was so funny. It was
funny.
It was funny.
Oh my God. I would have been so broken if I died level 1.
So let me rephrase that. Everyone was upset. And
oh, is that what funny means?
So okay. I may have misconstrued what those two things mean. It was like Val, who is a character. So Val basically like taunted, because you could hear Winsell through the bodyguard, like the big ass fucking like metallic thing.
The armor.
Yeah, the armor. So like the bodyguard, Val was like, I'm gonna like casted heat metal, and then like was like, fuck you, like you're a piece of shit, blah blah blah, like, and then the thing was like, okay, and then Tebin ran around because Tebin's like, no, I'm going for cover, fuck this, and then the new character whose name is Edith, that's their first name is Edith, which blows my mind, like
okay.
So Edith was standing like inside of this thing and was just like. Edith cast sleep and hit the bodyguard, which is immune to sleep because it's a robot. And then the other two people in the other one, like they were bringing Human Force, which is you're familiar?
The band,
yes. So Human Force, not at all like Dragon Force. It's a band of Dragonborn that plays metal music named Human Force. They were escorting them to Tressum's Keep so they could play a set. So they could play a set, and they
as you do
did it for one song. It was one song.
Wow.
And they fucking played it, and it was metal as hell. And when on the way there, they ran into like a monster that is from the Monster Hunter Monster Manual, which we started adding those in. It's awesome third-party content. I'm gonna add it in whatever fucking show notes we ever create for these things. But like, it's pretty dope. It's really cool, and these stat blocks are awesome, and especially like when you go into the wild, right? There's like monsters, but the problem with the Zerdani is that like you have what's her name? It's the Gale Song Haley. So like Haley's Gale Song Ranch has like all the monsters in the world right there.
Yeah.
So it's like already you feel fantastical in your hometown. So how do you make it feel even more fantastical out there? You take third party fucking Monster Hunter monsters and you put them in the outside. And so one of those showed up. And immediately, like, Izzy out of character was flipping out, like, oh shit, oh fuck, because she plays the video, like, she plays the game, she knows what it was, and she's like, fuck. But the other two, I don't think really knew what was happening. But then the bodyguard showed up because they rolled a random encounter that was very dangerous.
Oh my God, we really have to stop doing that.
It
never works out well for us.
Like, yeah, just stop rolling badly on random encounter.
That's how to win, actually.
I'm trying to win,
stop
okay?
Rolling bad. How you trying? Not rolling badly?
No more riffs.
No more riffs.
No more riffs.
And I fucking love the riffs. Like, the riffs are my favorite thing in the
riffs
world.
are great. I mean, they're terrifying. The darkness one really, the darkness one was legendary, honestly.
That was okay. So the cool thing about that, right, is that it was the first one that I didn't feel like there was damage related or like a threat of damage. Because the first one ever was just like, anyone who's too close to this thing takes damage.
Yeah, it was a pulse.
Right? It was a pulse, yeah. And the second one it was a cross. Like, because I was playing a lot of Smash Bros. At that point, right? And like when you got like the X or whatever, like one either gives you like the ult or it just like explodes and gives you an X. And you don't want to be locked in that cross section. So I was like, that's fucking brilliant. The Rift has that, and then it just rotates every round. That was 2. 3 was 3.
Wasn't it like a healing one at the bottom of Castle Green?
Yeah, there was the Castle Green. That was the healing one. But we're at 6 now.
But then there was the darkness. Was there another one in between Castle Green and darkness?
There was.
There was one at the Sohlm ball.
That's the one that was like the cross.
Okay.
That was the cross one.
And then the last one that has been left open intentionally, right? To get to Redruth.
You're right. Okay, so
was Redruth not the darkness one?
there was the healing.
No, because we closed the darkness one.
Oh, okay.
Because the Redruth one is like it's out past Temple of Diabolos. I don't remember what it was.
It's the tomb.
The tomb.
Daelie tomb. Which
yeah,
is full on. It is a MCDM. That's like Matt Colville's like first running the game video is where he created the Daelie tomb. And because like the entire world is built from MCDM content and like it's not, well, it is built from content, but also like methodology, like how they run the fucking game. And like essentially, right, like he was always like, you know what would be cool if like they did a West Marches game? I was like, great, yes, I'll do that. Like that's one video. And then the other video was like, you know what would be cool if you did like diplomacy with all the factions and you had real people running that. And I was like, yeah, it would be cool. And he's like, you know what would be cool? And it's like these like 6 different videos. And I was like, cool, let like write that down. And now here we are with we're in May right now. So that's 17 straight months of games where we've ran a game every month, which doesn't happen. Yeah, well, no, kudos to you all. The credits. All right, folks. Well, I rolled a 17, which means I go first. This episode is brought to you by Hilltooth Carpentry. Hilltooth Carpentry. If you need anything built, you know, sort of like if you are working on a stronghold, say, and you want to improve certain things on your stronghold, or make a stronghold faster, stop on by Hilltooth Carpentry, and you will absolutely get an increased or a decreased amount of total build time, on anything in Eventide. That's right, Yasha Hilltooth. She's great. Do we want fun facts about Yasha?
Yeah, we do.
We want some fun facts about Yasha. Yasha wants a
fun fact.
quiet life near the wilds to the north, closer to their home in the Misty Hills just south of the Deadlands. She, of course, is Borgia's sister. She enjoys collecting trinkets and toys, and especially gemstones. Big fan of that. That's who Yasha is. And Yasha is of Hilltooth Carpentry, which will benefit anyone who is trying to make a stronghold. All right, that's the first. Who else we got? Who else is this show sponsored by?
Oh, brought to you by Dima.
Oh, Dima. Yes. Dima of Dima's Adventuring Emporium. Absolutely. What is, let's see. So Dima's got a number of magical and non-magical items available for sale. Everything from, small little trinkets and certain things like not potions, but tools and kits, right? But also anything from flying brooms. Is that right? What sort of things, consumable or non-consumable magic items are you interested in promoting here?
I believe we're going to be sponsored by Rings of Protection.
Rings of Protection. Okay, so a Ring of Protection is in the I think it's just it is a combat magic item. So the combat magic items. Okay, we'll give a 10% off combat magic items.
10% off non-combat items. Incredible. Thank you, Dima.
Yeah, there it is. What Dima's Adventuring Emporium. Stop by Dima's Adventuring Emporium and get 10% off a combat magic item for the rest of the month. That's right. We're gonna run into whenever this plays. We'll say 1 month. 1 whole month. Yeah, we got 9 days. We got 9 days, and no one is running a session for the rest of the month. How convenient! Damn, Dima, what a deal. But no, absolutely. Tell them the Marcher Monthly sent you.
I love that.
Yep, they found out in Marcher Monthly. Hey, look, we need our sponsors to know that they're getting their money's worth when they're buying this ad space.
Do they bring coupons?
They do bring coupons. Of course you bring coupons. You gotta say that you heard from Marcher Monthly. You were listening in at Marcher Monthly. Should we just do this in Lanky Kahn's voice?
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Well, hello, folks, and here we are. It's Lanky Kahn Noggin bringing you your fantastic ads. Here we are with, of course, Dima's Adventuring Emporium, where you can get all sorts of magical and mundane items. Of course, we want the magical over the mundane. Am I right, folks?
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here we are, right? We're keeping this thing going. And, what is that? I'm hearing on the word. Yes, of course. Oh, yes. From their lips to my ears to your mouth. Wait, what? Yes, your wallet. 10% off, that is. So put your money where your mouth is and come down to Dima's Emporium. All right, where are we going?
Yeah.
Yay!
God. Looking at that was, I genuinely fucked up and said mouth and then nailed it. I fucking stuck that landing and I feel really good about that.
You covered it well.
That was, I have to immediately, you know how it's like, it's cooler if you don't acknowledge it? Nope, we're acknowledging that one. I genuinely was like, fuck, why did I say mouth? Put your money with your mouth. That's brilliant. All right. Well, it was brilliant, and now we're back. That's why I said it. All right, what are we doing? What's the last one?
We'll do Clin Fair.
Clin Fair. Oh,
we'll do Clin Fair.
And folks, Clin Fair's Forge coming down where the forge is hot and the sales are hotter. That's right. We've got all sorts of kind of items on sale here. What kind of items are we looking for?
Like custom
weapons,
stuff?
Armor. Yeah, custom stuff is on sale. Were you looking for weapons on sale?
That was in character.
Yeah, incredible. In character. All of this is in the ad, folks. Do not take any of this out. Yeah, we're looking at Clint Fairs. Do we want custom stuff? Custom stuff. Okay, if you're looking for a custom piece, not anything off the shelf, but something a little more unique, more you. Come on down to Clint Fairs Forge and craft your own for 5% off. That's right, 5% off, folks. There it is.
Yay!
Fucking insane. Okay, there it is. That's all. Well, thank you very much, Lanky, Kahn, Noggin, for showing up and doing the ad reads. Anytime. Really, anytime? No, of course not. You can't afford me. Yeah, I know. Okay, so that's the end of it. I can't wait to hear who's actually going to be recording or editing this, and they are going to stab me. That being said, there are limited items in all of these shops, so please stop on by as soon as possible to get those great deals. And thank you to our sponsors, the Eventide Artisans, who came and sponsored this episode. This is fantastic, and we really appreciate your patronage. If you want to support the show, please stop by these shops, because every time you support them, they support us. It's really important. Okay, that's the end of our mid-credits. Play D&D, and so I went over and the guy's like, yeah, the game's been going on for like 4 years. I was like, really? It's awesome. He's like, yeah, we've only had to have we only stopped for like 6 months. And I was like, got it. So you haven't actually done it for 4 years.
Yeah.
But which is great. It started 4 years ago and you're still playing as a group, which is awesome, but it hasn't been going for 4 years.
There is something about the pressure of like, Monday's coming, I got to have some scenes for these players to encounter and deal with. And I got to come up with some problems. So like for the DM, like that is one thing to be like, oh, every 6 months we play once. We've been playing for 10 years. And it's like, well, no, you've only had like 6 sessions, right? Like there's something to be said for playing every month the way that we do. And the fact that it's like multiple times a month that you're coming up with hours of content, right? That like, I mean, at this point, how many hundreds of hours of content have we played, let alone how much have you come up with, right? Right. Like the planning is one thing, but I think it's much more admirable that it's like every month we're playing it's usually every other week, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost been at least 2 games a week. Sometimes this past month, wasn't it like 6 games?
I wanted to put
you played for like
crazy.
a week straight. I was like, I don't know how you did that. It's very impressive.
It was 5 straight days of D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like to prep all of that is a monumental task. And we applaud you, Liam.
Yeah.
Thank you for your efforts. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
For everybody who wants to fucking do this, like it doesn't exist without people. And that's the whole point, right? Like the coolest part about this is that, and why I think we need to do this is that I don't create the world. I have a template of, again, it's a Matt Colville video where he was like, you don't need to build an entire world. You just need to build a starting area, which is a town and 3 points of interest. And it's like, he's like, maybe like a dungeon over there, maybe something over there and something over there. And I was like, great. The dungeon is the mine. And then the fucking, and then I built a wizard's tower, and then I built a temple, like a temple of the wild that was over there. And I was like, great, a broken down temple, a wizard's tower, and a dungeon that's like a mines that are overrun with goblins. Like that's all you need. And then you fucking showed up. No, you did though. You showed up with an essay. Like you showed up with an essay.
How many pages?
It started as 11.
Okay. And where did we end up?
It started as 11 and now it's like 16.
16. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm gonna creative write. So I have like some like one word paragraphs, or not one word, one sentence paragraphs in there. So like for spacing, whatever. But I did just keep going. And then even like a year into playing, I was like, actually, here's more.
Yeah. No, and what was cool though is that now like I actually started building out, and so for people listening, that is Mooseby Morel, right? Mooseby Morel or Water's Edge on that. Water's Edge it was just a name and like a image on the map. And now it has 7 great houses. I think it's 7 great houses, all with like half a dozen to 2 dozen real names, like in who runs the house, who's like, I have heirs. I straight up have like a whole Google spreadsheet about who is not just the head of the house, but who they're married to, who their heir is, who's first in line, who's second in line, who they're married to, like what happened, different like people that like work for them, and then alliances. And then on top of that, it's like what each house wants and what is their like purpose and things like that. And it's like quest prompts for them as well. And that is for every house. I'm trying like, it is the most, and here's the problem. Like some people who are getting quote unquote onboarded right now, because we've got more people who are trying to join the game. It's like I straight up am having conversations with them about houses that didn't exist until you gave me like, she's from a house.
A whole house.
Yeah, she's from one house. I was like, fuck, that means that there's 6 more. Okay, let's do this. But then it's like you're on the other end of it, right? Where it's like,
I think I'm under a page.
You're under
and that's great for you. I'm really happy for you.
Well, I've been on the receiving end of like the dissertation backstory. And so I was like, okay, let's just wet my beak a little bit. Let's just like, here's a bad guy, here's a good guy, here's some stuff I don't like, here's some stuff I don't know. And then, I don't know, I'll leave it up to Liam to be like, I don't know, tell me about your, like, what's your world? I didn't want to, I came into it unintentionally, like the direct opposite. And that I was like, let's see what the DM has to offer here. Not so much as like a test, but like as a like, I don't want to influence the world because I'm new here. And so I didn't know that so much of the world was about like bring stuff in, you know? So I assume there was very much like an established like X, Y, and Z to it. So I was like, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. And I'm going on a little pilgrimage, and whatever I find, you know, kind of thing. So I love that we have such a brutal dichotomy, and we really bridge the spectrum of opportunity of backstories here.
And if that's all you need, that's all you need. I was fully like, it stemmed from, hey, Liam, what if this person isn't from Zerdani? Are there other places? Like what are the options? And you were like, here's this place. I haven't really, like, here's the 5-sentence elevator pitch. And I was like, cool. What if it was this? And I fully was like, because I did it in a little Google Doc. Yeah. And I added notes, and I was like, if this is wrong, it's totally fine. I'm so sorry.
I literally opened it up and went, oh, fuck. Well, that's that. That's what it is now. But that's the whole thing. It's like, so there is, and I'm not going to drop this. This is absolutely like, I've only told one person about this big picture thing, but there are legitimately like stages. And when we hit the 4th stage of the story of Anarchaionosis, I think I'm done. Like, I think I'm done. And we'll build something else. Or I'll let somebody else tell me what the next stage is, and we'll figure it out from there. But like, we are in stage 1, which is conquest, right? Like that's this quote unquote phase. And I was like, absolutely, it's got this color attached to it. And then I thought it was Windsail, and I thought it was the Glimmer King. Those who are what I thought was like this phase. And then no, it's fucking Seraphina's dad. And I'm like,
spoilers.
I'm like, fuck. No, because you wrote that, and I was like, well, there it is. Because in the backstory, right, he has that whole conversation where he's like, I'm going, like, it's Zerdani. Zerdani did this and like killed my kids. We need to fight them. But what does that mean? It's like, because were you both of you in that episode where you like they ran? It was Magnus's first episode.
No.
I think
I wasn't there for that.
I watched a little bit of it, but I did not play.
It was the one where DeSeo's wife showed up.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I don't think I've played with Magnus yet. So
I haven't either.
Oh, you're missing out.
I know him.
Bear boy, king. He's he lost his bear.
Aren't they going to Moose B. Morale? Doesn't he want to go in that area?
No, he went. Like they went.
They
there.
did?
They went there. They were within sight of the city, and what they saw was a battle happening between the forces of Moose Balar and the forces of the Horde. Like the Horde was coming to attack, and they like clashed in. And what they saw was like they looked up and they saw this fucking like white dragon flying in the sky and attacking the Horde.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, exactly. And there was like somebody riding on the back of the fucking dragon, and like that's. Like that doesn't happen.
This is why I don't like playing, because no one tells me shit.
Well, that's why
I think that is a point of discussion too. Is like we
this is what we're here for.
We don't share information. We really like.
It drives me nuts.
And people try. People try. They're like, I typed up session notes. Here it is. And then something like that happens, and I hear nothing.
Radio silence.
And I'm like. Listen, processing it's fine, process. But what?
Yeah, or there is like a little West Marcher chat without Liam, right? We have to like plan our things, you know, we have to like talk and like, you know, be able to communicate without the prying eyes of the Lord.
Of course.
And
huge fan of that.
And I think that's a good thing. I think it's actually a compliment.
This is us collaborating and communicating and which planning. Is so important.
This is us having sessions outside of sessions, right? You're forcing us to think.
We also use it in combat.
But then within that is you'll just get someone be like, oops, I can't remember anything specific right now, but it'll just be like an esoteric, like maybe someone did this, or we saw Redruth. And it's like, well, tell me more, fill me in.
Literally, it was like, guys, Redruth might be dead. And I'm like, what?
Right.
What do you? Hold on. There are steps.
That was.
Tell me more, please.
The clickbait in the chat may need to end.
I mean, that was actually the that was the one where everyone just kind of like, oh man, I'm fucking losing. I'm sorry, I'm going totally bad because this thing is so slow. But that one was where I got hate mail. It felt like I got messages from 3 different people who weren't even playing in that game being like, Liam, what the fuck did you do? What's wrong with you? Fuck you. Like, fix this.
All I sent were the side eyes. I was like... You
did send the side eyes. And there was like, I mean...
I'm sure Kat yelled at you.
Oh, Kat yelled at me. Kat yelled at me. She was like, bring him back. And I was like, I didn't send him anywhere. I didn't do it. Like, bring him back.
It was the narrative.
It was just, yeah. I mean, it was so funny because like it was one character in the first episode ever, before anyone that is basically playing this game joined the game. It was Edith got sent. So Arthur Edith, who is the captain, he did something for somebody that got him in trouble, and so he got sent to the front lines. When he got sent to the front lines, I rolled to see what would the goblins do, and the goblins were like goblins, so they're sneaky, right? And instead of like there's a war going on, but they sent like a small like sneaky scout team, whatever, to go in and try to kidnap the guy who was in charge in his sleep, and it worked. They were really high, and it worked, and I was like, great. So Edith is missing, like he's gone. So that means that the captain that I spent a lot of time writing about and like coming up with like character info, and one of the fucking players was like, that's my dad. Like that's my character. My character background is that's my dad. He wasn't even fucking playing this session, and it happens all the time where it's like someone's like, my character is connected to this NPC. Great. Oh, also, when you're not playing, someone else killed them. And it's just like, there it is. So I don't know why it keeps happening. And like, so Edith got captured and he was stuck in there. I was like, but that's fine because I built a starting town and I built a starting area where there are only 3 places of interest. And one of them is the dungeon in the mines. They're going to go to the dungeon. They're going to fucking like find Edith. They're going to bring him home. That'll be fine. And that was in 2022, I think.
And who's gone? Who's gone there?
Yeah.
Who's gone there?
So he's back.
We just got him. That was last session.
That was last session.
We pulled him out of the mines.
My God.
Yeah. And we think he's been manipulated.
I don't think so.
There's something sketchy going on. There is
Nothing
a
sketchy.
woman. There was was the term temptress thrown around. The temptress, I think, was thrown around. Very sketchy, very uncomfortable. Enchantment magic. Aurelian is not enthused.
And do you want to know if it's connected to that?
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Do you want to say more?
That's all I know.
Oh, man.
I'm sure I could piece together more, but all of my notes are in Texas, so...
Okay. Good.
Yeah, the cameras are now recording.
I'll put my shirt on.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. Again, rule number 1, don't be a dick. That's the thing. So I want to, at the end, first off, I want to thank the folks who have come in here today. I want to thank Alex. I want to thank Jay for being here. Absolutely incredible. I'm Liam. Yes. Now, who are the other people that we had on the show? We definitely had, crap. Who did we have? Well, we want to thank Clara for making a quick stop by. We want to thank Redruth for making a stop by. We want to thank, obviously, Izzy. Shout out to Izzy.
Izzy.
Big shout out to Izzy.
Shout out to Izzy. Shout out to Julio for making absolutely incredible NPCs and then allowing me to act like we've been in a relationship for like 12 years. Big fan of that. Shout out to Kat for trying to make
slaying.
For slaying and making like a teen romance novel out of my goddamn cool D&D game that is about slaying monsters first. And then she heard the first part of that and said, "Great, it's about slaying. Awesome."
Slay.
Who else? Anybody else?
Shout out to Casey for Party Barty and all of his family issues and for him sticking with the Marchers.
Huge. Who else are we shouting out? Tristan, I think.
Tristan.
Right? Tristan for being there. Also the only other person listening to this. Thank you very much, Tristan.
Half of our viewership.
Yeah, I mean is that everybody that is that we talked about with the relationships? We already talked about is
LP Winsale can go fuck himself.
LP
as
Winsale
always.
can go fuck
as
himself.
always.
Yeah, as
Boo to Winsale.
A boo to Winsale.
Yeah.
A boo to the Church of Light.
A boo.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A boo and a do better.
Do better.
They won't, but
They should.
they should.
We need him to.
Yeah.
The light. How are you going to represent the light and act like that? Come on now.
Yeah, way too heavy.
Yeah, a shout out to the other faction leaders, specifically Sunbeam, who knows who that is, because they allowed me. They didn't allow me, but I just read off one of my texts to them. And some people don't like me reading my text to people. Weird, but it was my text and nothing else. So shout out to them for being the person I texted that to. Let's see. There were like 2 NPCs that I was. It was, shout out. always shout out to Friedrich.
Always.
Like,
Always.
it goes without saying. I do want to give a big shout out to I guess Clint Fair, because Clint Fair is part of that.
Shout out to the woman who sells the merch.
Rosie?
No, the
Kusa.
Yeah. I mean, Rosie too.
Kusa was one of the people that I was thinking because I did her voice. Yeah. So shout out to Kusa.
Shout out to Caitlin Crosley.
The captain.
Yes, the captain.
Caitlin Crosley.
Caitlin
Captain of the Lonely Gull.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Shout out, hey, working moms.
Working moms.
Shout out to working moms.
Shout out to working moms.
Shout out to working moms. Honestly, I feel like we're all big fans of working moms.
Yeah,
we're big fans of working
100%.
moms. I was raised by one. Shout out to working moms. And so was little Katie Mare. Katie Mare was raised by one too. She's a queen. Shout out to who else do we have? Shout out to shout out to the Glimmer King. I think I said it, but I'm saying it again. Shout out to the Glimmer King.
Sure.
Shout out to the Bone Mommy. Bone mother of Bone Bottom.
Mother of Bones. The mother of Bones. Shout out to Bone Mommy. She's doing stuff.
She is doing stuff.
I feel like y'all need a corner.
We need a corner.
I feel like you need a corner.
We need the mommy corner.
Yeah.
We could have a corner. We could build a corner.
I feel like there's something here.
There's corners. There are corners.
There are corners and angles. For sure.
Absolutely. Corners. And you know what? Sohcahtoa. Sohcahtoa. That's what I'm saying.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You know what I mean?
I see squared. That's what I'm saying.
I need glasses too.
Go birds. Speaking of birds, shout out to the goose.
Shout out to
Not mentioned at all in this episode.
No. We did mention Mark.
Mention Mark. Oh, shout out to Mark.
Shout out Mark.
I think those are the two that I did. I did Kusa and I did Mark.
Yeah.
I don't think I did anybody else, but I got to write it down next time. But definitely, shout out to Mark. Mark's great. Love Mark. We'll talk more about Mark later.
Mark has an episode.
Shout out, of course, to Human Force.
Oh, of course.
Shout out to Human Force. I mean,
of course,
absolutely amazing. What a performance. What a legendary performance. Shout out to Human Force. Shout out to all roadies. Just shout out to all roadies.
Do you have a vested interest with roadies?
I have an intimate knowledge and interest in roadies. I would say I've never been a roadie like that. I've not been a roadie. I've been really close to roadies.
You've gotten some road rash.
I've gotten some road rash. They look cool on a truck, and then I'm glad when we send the truck away. But they're really cool stories. They have some sick ass stories. So shout out to roadies. Shout out to roadies. Shout out to Eric and Derek.
Eric and Derek.
Shout out to Eric and Derek. Eric Derrickson and Derek Erickson. Shout out to them. I mean, they're the clerics that they hold down the fort. They're at the fucking replacement room of the West Marchers.
Yeah.
Like they're in the Marcher Hall. It's a big deal. Who else do we got? That's I think that's
shout out to Kayla.
Oh, Kayla. Kayla. Of course.
Quick little cameo.
Yeah. Shout out to Kayla. Kayla's she's gonna get screen time. They're gonna get screen time.
They're gonna get screen time. It's not even like I know for a fact they are not a she. Like I know for a fact they're not a she. They are they. Shout out to Clara. Got a shout out to Clara. Clara, amazing job. She's there. Oh my goodness. Well, hold on. Shout out to Murphy. Shout out to Murphy Towing. Without Murphy, we would be nothing. And you know what? I think this is good, unless I'm missing anybody. Shout out to Arthur Edith.
He's back, baby.
He's back.
We got our boy back.
And shout out the Temptress.
Oh yeah, shout out to
who's clearly no one, and we shouldn't be worried about at all in any way, shape, or form. Don't be nervous about that. There's no bad vibes there.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I wanna say thank you, of course, to him and Sohlm. of Sermon Says, our senior religious affairs correspondent, him and Sohlm. I want to give of course, we're thanking the crew. We're thanking the crew here. I want to thank you to senior legal analyst, Jinno Esquire of Witt and Cunning. Big shout out to Don. I want to give a shout out to our chief foreign correspondent, Marjionn Wesslyy, for producing Over the Edge, our segment where he's talking with foreign correspondents. He did a lot of the legwork in getting that info about Moose Balar and the Greenwood. A big guy there. Shout out to our senior Frontline reporter, Sir Lee Nuuz. Sir Lee is absolutely amazing. Did a lot of the reporting for the Vanguard Voice, which gives us a bunch of the information from the front lines in the Shimmering Mines. Shout out to our senior field reporter, who gives us a bunch of let me tell you, senior field reporter Tinnerynt Fjord is going to be doing a lot of stuff in future episodes where we're talking about different places because, he's out there. The Road So Far is going to be an incredible segment. I can't wait for it. And I don't think you can either. Shout out to our West Marchers chief correspondent, of course, Bowen Tibbard. He's being thorough is an incredible segment. Can't wait for that. They are an intern, yes, but we threw him a bone here, and Alex is going to help Bowen out with making sure that we get some being thorough segments up. Shout out to our senior diplomatic analyst. Dusk Daelie. Absolutely amazing work they do on the inner ring. And I think that's everyone except for shout out to, Drome Disputant. Yep. Our chief sports analyst, bringing us, all of the stuff from the Slag. That was the whole thing for their Slag side, section. They produced the Slag side, stuff, but that's where we get a lot of our information about what happened at the, tour. We wouldn't have that if not for Drome here. So shout out to Drome. And of course, shout out to our head anchor, Lanky Kahn Noggin. Absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. Without that guy, there would be no Marcher Monthly. And, I want to say, let's give him the mic to end it. Unless we got anything else? No? All right. Well, over to you, Lanky. Well, thanks very much. And of course, signing off, this is Lanky Kahn Noggin, reminding you as always to go forth and conquer.